So I invited a couple in to join me. First of all, Jason Buttrill, who is my chief researcher, has been with me for a very, very long time, an expert on the intelligence community, et cetera, and incredibly bald. And on the other side is somebody that you may know, you may not, Jill Savage. She is really super smart, and I am so happy that she has joined the Blaze. She's going to be hosting a new show of serious news and commentary. I'm just going to say it. It's Blaze News Tonight, and it's coming out later this month. Yeah, that way they have to do it, Sarah. That way they have to do it. Jill, welcome to the program. How are you?
Thank you so much, Glenn. And I guess we just make the announcement because you're Glenn and you can do whatever you want here.
Yeah, no, I just you can't imagine how many things I've spoken into existence. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. So let me ask you, 34 counts yesterday against Donald Trump. How are you feeling?
Well, is it out of the realm to say I'm pissed off?
Oh,
is that out of bounds?
No.
Okay.
I couldn't even. I saw it, and there was a good portion of last night. I honestly thought about calling in sick because I thought I'm going to be so angry.
Can I tell you? So we were taping the News and Why with Sarah Gonzalez yesterday. We had to completely just stop because we heard out of the blue that the verdict was coming down. And immediately, because everyone was predicting that the best case scenario was a hung jury. That was the best case scenario. After the crazy instructions and rules that the judge had set, we're like, okay, the best case scenario is hung jury. He's not going to get acquitted. But when it came that fast, instantly, I knew. The only possible outcome was he was getting convicted. And I couldn't even explain 34 felony counts over something that shouldn't even, as in the history of law in New York, has never been tried like this, has never been handled like this. Completely unprecedented. The only thing that made sense was like the John Grisham, novel Runaway Jury. That's the first thing that popped into my head.
Well, you had two attorneys on the jury.
Yep.
You had two attorneys, and you know that they were sitting there and they were advising, and they were the ones going, no, really, honestly, this is the way it works.
Yeah.
And I think they made a big, big impact. This is, to me, this is the O.J. Simpson jury. O.J. Simpson jury didn't matter what the facts were. They wanted him freed. This jury, no matter what the facts were, they wanted him in jail.
This outcome was predetermined. They went through all of the steps to get to where we were yesterday afternoon. They raided Mar-a-Lago. They went through and tried him and put him on court. You knew that even if they didn't get it this time, would that stop them?
No.
They would keep going until they got this because the end goal was to be able to say Donald Trump convicted felon. Sentencing at July 11th.
Yeah.
The Republican National Convention, July 15th. Yeah. That is not an accident.
I will tell you that I think that it also will be used as the excuse for Joe Biden not debating him. I don't debate a felon. Yesterday I was thinking, wow, look, they're already moving on to the Supreme Court. They're moving past this and they're moving to the Supreme Court. I was dumb enough not to figure, wait a minute. They are launching cannonballs at the ship saying, don't you dare get involved in this trial.
Yeah.
Because the Supreme Court, it may end up there.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, this is such election tampering. They should make a decision one way or another. Make a decision.
Yeah.
But they sent the message to Alito and Thomas and everybody else, back off, stay down.
Yeah. That's the entire point of this process in a nutshell is intimidation, telling them to back down, do not stand in our way. I mean, this was, I mean, not only intimidation. This is, I mean, this is humiliation. Go back to Mar-a-Lago.
Not for Trump.
They went through his wife's bedroom and logged everything meticulously. They went through a minor child's bedroom and then made notes about it. That they wanted to humiliate Donald Trump. And I'm glad you talk about like this going to the Supreme Court. This is absolutely getting appealed. Talk process just for a quick second. What happens next? This is absolutely going to get appealed, but first he has to go to sentencing. Mm-hmm. Now, normally in a sane world, I would say, he's only going to get probation, maybe at the very worst, like house arrest.
A fine.
But is this normal? Is this judge normal?
If they put him under house arrest where he can't go on the campaign trail, are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
I mean, I keep hearing this, and I see the numbers of the people who are stepping to the plate. I mean, people who didn't vote and don't like Donald Trump. I've seen them yesterday give and commit to voting for him. There is a chance this works out horribly.
Oh.
However, isn't it interesting that it fits right in to one of the 7 steps to a color revolution?
Yeah.
You've completely, no matter, even if it was a blowout for Donald Trump, you now have some illegitimate president because he's a felon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, and take that even further because, and again, this goes back to process. If they just hand him down, let's say a probation, sentence, then that's a state level case. So Trump cannot pardon himself in a state level case. But the judge can change that to a more serious sentence after other crimes have been committed. So he still has to go through how many other trials? There's the classified docs trial. There's the election tampering charge, all that. Those are going to come down after the election.
Oh, yeah.
So they can tack on more and more. I mean, they could probably say after that, if he just gets probation, well, after these other crimes, now he can go to jail.
You see Megyn Kelly yesterday?
Yeah.
What'd you think of what she said?
She wants to have the retribution, is what she's saying. And that is what a lot of people are feeling.
Yeah.
What, as Republicans out there today, if you can hear us, what are you going to do leading up to the elections to make sure that they are free and fair? We see what's happening. We see what they're doing to Donald Trump. So at the state level, which is all you can control right now, what are you going to be able to do to ensure that you can give voters some peace of mind that it's going to be legitimate going into it?
That has to happen. Everybody has to be out watching and recording and everything else. However, what she's talking about is when you do get power, take them out. Legally, take them out. And I'm all for that. I mean, I've been for that since Nixon. I remember my father saying to me, that he hadn't done anything that all the presidents do, and he just got caught. And I remember feeling as a kid, that doesn't seem right. Why wouldn't we put a criminal in jail? But a real criminal in jail. Think of this. This guy is the most investigated man in all of human history. That is not hyperbole. Every single intelligence agency on the planet has gone through everything and everybody trying to find anything on this guy. And this is all they could come up with? I mean, I'm shocked. Quite honestly, I'm shocked. I've told him this to his face. I think you might be the cleanest guy ever to be in the White House. I mean, how this is all they have on you? That's remarkable. So they take all of this and they can't get anything. And so they have to make things up. And and honestly, if these polls continue to be like they are, I think they'll kill him. I really believe these people. No, let me just ask this. You remember when they said, Sarah Palin said the word targeting? Mm-hmm. These people 24/7 for 7 years have said this guy is Hitler. Hitler. What? You don't think that there's somebody within the sound of your voice, you leftist, you people who broadcast with differing opinions than mine, you really haven't thought, or have you? Or have you? And you're fine without outcome.
I think there's been a gentleman's handshake for certain peoples in power, especially within the government, of going back to Nixon, but probably even before that, where yes, there is a law of the land, but we're not really going to enforce it on certain people.
You know what? I've always felt that too. After that, I thought, it's just a gentleman's club. They're all in. Mike Lee said this was when Hillary Clinton, erased her servers. Okay. And I said, that woman has got to go to jail. Mike, everyone would go to jail on that. I mean, prison, hardcore prison for that. And he said, we don't put our political enemies. And I said, it's not just that she's a political enemy. She's broken the law like 6 ways to Sunday and put our nation in peril because of top secret information on her freaking server. He said, Glenn, once you open that door, it never closes and you become a banana republic.
And here we are today.
And what did Megyn Kelly say? Get 'em.
Yeah.
And you know what I feel inside? Get 'em. Go after Hillary Clinton with everything because honestly, she's right about one thing. It will never stop unless their hands are burned by the same fire. Mm-hmm. Really? You think you can get away with this? Let's take a look at the Clinton Foundation and just Somalia. Let's take a look at your Gazprom leases, Hillary. Let's reopen a few things. Oh, the statute of limitations? Well, we'll find a way around that.
They did for Trump in New York.
They did for Trump.